You probably clicked on this video because you are sick and tired of your hair thinning, falling out, or receding. Believe it or not, I was right in your shoes only several years ago. I was about 30 years old and I started to thin right in the front of my hair. In fact, every single time I would take a shower, I'd be washing my hair, conditioning my hair, and I'd look at my hands and see hair falling out of my head into my hands and into the shower, and it scared the living daylights out of me. So as a medical doctor, I took an extreme interest in the science of hair loss and hair regrowth. And I'm here today, not only as a doctor, but as a patient, to share with you what I learned, because I did not want to start taking Finasteride with the side effects of erectile dysfunction. As a man, you can probably sympathize. You may have been told to start this oral medication, or you may have even tried it and experienced some of these side effects yourself. I'm here to tell you there is another way. You can get the same benefits of oral Finasteride without using it. And I'm going to be sharing the exact routine that I use to this day myself to keep, maintain, and continue to actually grow and improve the hair on my head. And I hope I can be a case study on its own, because I was thinning. I was losing my hair, and I'll share some pictures here to prove it. And now I have and maintain a good, healthy head of hair, and I do not take oral Finasteride. I would avoid it at all costs. I don't know if you've looked into some of the data, but it's terrifying. There's a large percentage of men that are taking the medication and experiencing erectile dysfunction or other side effects related to that that might be not be categorized as ED, but still very scary. And I think it's underreported as well. So there's another way. I'm going to be sharing the two things. I only do two things now to maintain my hair and continue to grow hair. And I have tried everything. Some of the things on the list of crazy tactics that I've tried to maintain and to regrow my hair include PRP injections. And if you know anything about PRP injections into the scalp, they take a lot of your blood, they centrifuge it, and then they shoot the platelets and growth factors back into your scalp. And it's like 100 injections, really thick needles, very, very painful. And no matter what you do to counteract the pain, whether that be local anesthetic, whether that be cold, applying cold to distract you and to numb the area, nothing quite gets rid of the pain. It's a horrible experience. I have tried oral Finasteride. I did experience some of those side effects that I was just referring to, and they are not fun. They are real. I've tried some over-the-counter stuff, some Bosley, had some mild improvement with that. And then I'm going to be sharing the two things that I do now, which I highly recommend everybody does. It's very affordable. It's relatively natural compared to taking oral medication every single day, and it really, really does work. What's most important that you need to know, that everybody needs to know when starting a new therapy to maintain their hair growth, is that once you start, you should not stop. You're going to be on this therapy for the rest of your life, as long as you care about maintaining your hair. Once you stop, your hair will start to fall out, and you will recede back to the results that you would have had without the therapy. So before we get into it, my name is Dr. Jay Feldman. I'm an osteopathic medical doctor. I did some training as a family medicine doctor, but to be frank, now I run my company full time. I no longer see patients. I don't maintain a medical license, so that nothing you hear on this show is medical advice. I do have affiliate links for the products that I'll be mentioning, but that does not mean that I do not believe in them and use them. I promise you I do. So let's get right into some of the therapies that actually do work, that I recommend using. Now, the first one, and this, they have never paid me a cent. I don't even think they know that I use their product. It is called Minoxidil Max Dual Gen 15. I've talked about this in other videos. What's so powerful and unique about this product, and if another company made the same thing, I would say take your pick, but I haven't seen this anywhere else. They haven't paid me a cent. I don't even think they know that I use this. So when you buy over-the-counter hair products like Bosley or Rogaine, you're typically buying 5% minoxidil. Minoxidil is one of the FDA-approved treatments for hair loss. It's actually got a really unique story to minoxidil. They were studying it as a blood pressure medication, and all of the people in the clinical trials were taking it orally, and they started to get hair all over their body. So eventually, just like Viagra, how that was discovered, they said, wow, this works, this causes hair growth. Some people might really like this. So they turned it into a topical medication. Now we use it to grow hair in our bodies. Anyways, that's 5% minoxidil. This has 15%. There is a saying, if some is good, more does not mean more is better. In this case, I do believe the 15% has a great effect, and I have not noticed any side effects. Some people may report some headaches, but I don't notice anything like that, and I do experience some really good results from this. What's really unique about this product, and this is the reason that I recommend this to everybody, is the topical Finasteride. Now, FDA has not approved topical finasteride for treatment of hair loss. I don't know why. From all the research that I've done, it's relatively safe, has a really good safety profile, but they have not approved it. However, if just like most medications, if you apply it locally, you're going to have a much more localized effect than when you take a medication orally or inject it, which in which case you'll get a more systemic effect. It enters your bloodstream and wreaks havoc and takes action on all of your cells, organs, and that's why when you take oral finasteride, it has effects systemically. It reaches parts of your brain, your penis, your testicles, and it can cause those sexual dysfunctions. When you apply finasteride topically directly to the hair follicle, you don't get nearly as many systemic effects. Sure, some does get into the bloodstream. There are a lot of vessels up here, but not nearly as much as if you were to inject it or take it orally. So with this, I have not had any systemic effects, no ED, no symptoms like that. And unfortunately, unless you work with a doctor in a compounding pharmacy, it can be really hard to get topical finasteride. But if you go to, I'll share the link in the YouTube description here so you can go and buy the product yourself. You don't need a prescription, you can just go on and get it. There's also some other ingredients within this product that actually help with the effectiveness of the minoxidil and the finasteride, notably azelaic acid and retinol and caffeine, which are just to improve the effectiveness of those medications. So this is the kind of fundamental hair loss medication that everybody should be using. I put it topically on the areas where I'm thinning every single night. Very easy to use. This needs to be a staple of your hair loss regimen. You can get this very affordably. I get them in packs of 3, and I only have to reorder every like 6 months. This costs me almost nothing. All right, let's talk about the second thing that I do personally and that I recommend for hair loss and treating your hair. So just like DRJAY has several ingredients in here that improve the effectiveness of the active medications, minoxidil and finasteride, the only two compounds that have been proven to help with hair loss are minoxidil and finasteride. Now, these two are necessary to keep your hair and regrow your hair, but they need to be activated. There's several things that you can use in synergy with these compounds that can help speed up the rate at which you regrow hair and stop the loss. The retinol and the caffeine are some. The other big one is right here. And yes, it is a big one. Let's put that on. So this is the iRestore helmet. It is actually an LLLT helmet using lasers and infrared therapy to stimulate new hair growth and stop hair loss. But what's most important is the synergistic effect that it has with minoxidil and finasteride. Because it stimulates blood flow and because it stimulates the follicles and the cells at which it's enacting, it actually has a synergistic effect with this and makes it more effective. On its own, I do not fully believe in it as a therapy that's going to help you regrow hair to the maximum effect. But I do think that you should absolutely get one of these helmets to make all of your other therapies more effective. It uses, I don't know, you can see at the bottom here, these are covered with lasers. No matter where you use it on your body, it stimulates blood flow. It has a positive effect on all of the cells. And it's actually a biohacking regenerative medicine technology as well. I have infrared for my entire body, my face, and different devices. And it really does work, but it's especially effective if paired with the two compounds that are proven to work in hair loss, minoxidil and finasteride. You can pick this up online for several $100s. I have a link down in the YouTube description as well. This specific helmet is one of the only ones that's actually FDA cleared too. So they have looked at this device, the safety profile, the effectiveness, and they have cleared this for consumer use. What I love most about it, it's super comfortable. It comes with this little, this little battery pack. So you don't need to have it plugged in at all times. And you only use it every few days, as opposed to most of these helmets where they want you to use it every single day. I get lazy and I travel a lot, so this is a really great tool for me to have in my tool belt to keep my hair. Now, one thing that's really important to know is that these laser helmets are very natural. So if you don't like taking pills, if you don't like using chemicals or compounds on your scalp, this can be used as a standalone therapy. I recommend that you use it with these chemicals and compounds, finasteride and minoxidil, because it does work better synergistically. And if you're like me and you don't want to lose your hair, you will do everything that it takes to stop the hair from falling out of your head. Now I'm gonna link both of these products in the description there so you can go and grab them. You don't have to search too far. And any discount that I can get you, I'll put a code down there as well so that you can go ahead and redeem it. Both these things I mentioned are relatively safe, but it is important that anytime you start taking a new medication or using a new device, you should consult your physician for approval. And I don't know what kind of individual diseases you may have, what medications you might be taking, so there's always a potential for interaction and you have to be safe. If you love this video and you want to learn more about hair loss, about some of these technologies that I recommend and how my routine has evolved over the years, I've got some great videos for you to watch. And if you're not already, please subscribe to this channel. If you're a man and you're dealing with issues that men deal with, and you will at some point, make sure that you're subscribed. I talk about these specific instances, these specific disease pathways in a way that no other doctor on YouTube will. Please give me a subscribe, and if you like this video, please like it and share it with somebody who might find it helpful. Thank you and goodbye.